Welcome back to Forward Progress, presented by Fanduel. We are back with another edition of our Saturday prop show with Hitman by my side. I'm Jace Cooper, and we are going to cover Hitman's three favorite prop bets heading into the week 6 of NFL action. Before we get into our prop bets quickly, shout out to the 40% of people who are currently subscribed to our YouTube channel. I see you guys. Hit that like button before we get into it. And if you're part of the 60% that are not subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe to our channel. Anyways, let's get right into it here with the first game that we have on the board. The Houston Texans taking on the New England Patriots. Hitman, give us your prop for this game.
Tank Dell under 52.5 receiving yards. So I'm not 100% sure that Tank Dell is 100% from injury coming back from injury. It kind of has some resemblance to the situation that Tony Pollard was in last year, where he had a broken leg and he was back for week 1 and everything. But like Tony Pollard came out and said, it took me till the end of the season where I really felt like I was 100% and getting my legs back. And it's kind of felt that way with Dell. Some film guys that watch wide receivers and chart them have said that his separation metrics just hasn't looked like the same player as last year. He is down from 15 in yards per catch last season to 10.4 yards per catch this season. He's at 34 yards per game. He's at a 15% target share. Yes, Nico Collins is out for this game, and obviously his target share is going to go up because of that, but it's obviously also accounted in the line, as we're now getting a number that's 10 yards higher than what it was last week. It's a tough matchup. He's probably going to see Christian Gonzalez, I would guess, on the outside, whereas Nico Collins would have gotten the Christian Gonzalez shadow treatment if he was on the field. And it's going to be likely a slow game script where both teams are not afraid to run the ball, especially on early downs, with a lot of times the Texans have been doing on early downs, getting in a lot of third and longs. And you also have potential game scripts where the Patriots just don't threaten Houston much, and they're running the ball a lot in the second half. So I think that Dell just a tiny bit inflated after the Nico Collins injury, and we'll go under 52.5.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit some great points there, and I also just want to throw in that that Joe Mixon is back as well. So again, that Houston Texans team is not going to be afraid to run the ball like they've shown plenty of times in the past. And on top of that, last week Tank Dell only had 4 targets. Xavier Hutchinson, who came in for Nico Collins, had 3 targets. So it's not like there was a massive target bump for Tank Dell. Go ahead, Hitman.
Exactly. Yeah. In that game, and the Houston offense did not look good when Nico Collins left that game. I believe they didn't even score a touchdown in the last 3 quarters or so after that Collins injury. And yeah, Tank Dell, he finished, I believe, 4 catches for 37 yards last week. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we're both in agreement on this play. Hopefully I don't mush it for you. But anyways, here we are. Let's move on to the next game. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New Orleans Saints. Hitman, give us your play for this game.
Mike Evans, under 4.5 catches, minus 128. Probably would go to like minus 135-ish on this one. Potential game script concerns, again, for the Tampa passing game in this one. It's probably going to be a slow-paced game. There's a decent chance of Tampa's 3.5 favorites that they are potentially running the ball with Bucky Irving in the second half, and that the Saints just don't put a lot of pressure on them to throw in the second half, with Spencer Rattler making his first career start. And, I feel like a lot of people know about this, and sometimes it's accounted for in the line. Sometimes it's not. I don't think it's fully accounted for in this case, although, as I said, people do know about it. But Marshawn Lattimore, this matchup with Mike Evans, 12 career games for Mike Evans, only 30 catches in those games. He's only been targeted on 15% of his routes in those games. I know different quarterbacks, Jameis Winston, Tom Brady, but those are quarterbacks that got him the ball. And Mike Evans was having a lot of production those seasons, just like he's having with Baker Mayfield. And he still only had a 15% target share in those games. And the Saints are just really good against wide receiver ones into this season. They've been really good. And Marshawn Lattimore, has been having another good year, and just stylistically, he just matches up well with Mike Evans as a physical press corner that can play man to man. So I just think that Evans, it's just not fully baked in how tough of a matchup this is. So we're going to go with Mike Evans under 4.5 catches.
Under 4.5 minus 128 is still available right there as we're recording. And then also, of course, you didn't mention it, but there is that small chance that Mike Evans gets kicked out of the game for a fight with Marshawn Lattimore.
He has been ejected in 2 of those 12 career games. He has been ejected. So maybe if you want to throw in some same game parlays, alternate unders on Mike Evans, and hope for a possible ejection, you could do that. But no, that's always a small possibility, few percentage points chance of happening.
Exactly. And I didn't mention this before, but Tank Dell under 52.5 minus 113. That's playable too, Hitman.
50.5.
50.5. There we go. All right. Before we get into our next prop, bet the NFL season right now on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. We love FanDuel here on Forward Progress with their great odds, their lightning fast payouts, and their extensive prop menu that you can SGP your way through. Right now, all customers get a profit boost every single NFL day. That means you can pump up your gridiron winnings multiple times a week. Sunday morning, London game, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. You can get a 30% profit boost token courtesy of FanDuel. Then again on Sunday, an anytime TD profit boost token. And then finally, an SGP profit boost token for the Sunday night football game. FanDuel has tons of ways you can get in on the NFL action. You can bet on money lines, spreads, player props, and so much more. Plus, with super simple live betting, lightning fast bet settlements, and instant withdrawals, FanDuel makes betting on the NFL easier than ever before. Just visit FanDuel.com/forward progress to download FanDuel today. Must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in DC. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost token. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms for both offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. All right, moving on to our third game. We have the Cleveland Browns facing off against the Philadelphia Eagles. Hitman for our third prop. For our last prop, what prop do you like in this game?
A.J. Brown, over 5.5 receptions, plus 122. Like it to about plus 110. Denzel Ward is questionable for this game. That, if he does not play for the Browns, that would be a really big loss for a team that wants to play so much man coverage. If he does play, still like it, but just a little bit of an extra boost if Denzel Ward is not in this game. Speaking of the man coverage that the Browns play, they play the most man coverage in the NFL. A.J. Brown, since joining the Eagles, just has a ridiculous target share against man coverage. He's been targeted on 15% more of his routes against man coverage than he has been against zone. He's third in yards per route run since joining the Eagles against man coverage. And I feel like we're getting a little bit of a discount because Brown is coming off that injury. But, I mean, all reports have said, like the bye week, they were saying that he was pushing himself in workouts, that he looked great. He looked like he could have played that week. Now another week of extra rest. He's been full practice in all 3 days. Like every report that I've seen about it has just said he is full go 100%. And we're just getting a little bit of a discount because of that extra injury factor coming off the hamstring. But I think that it's a really good matchup for A.J. Brown. It's a number that he's went over more than 50% of the time in his career with the Eagles. So, give me A.J. Brown over 5.5 catches plus 122.
A.J. Brown over 5.5, available at plus 112 at FanDuel. Not a lot of meat on the bone left at FanDuel, but we always recommend to shop around and find the best odds available. No SGP today. If you came for the SGP, I'm so sorry. If you want to find our SGP for the Sunday night football game, make sure you subscribe to this channel and you tune into our Sunday night football watch along between the New York Giants and the Cincinnati Bengals. We'll be ripping off some bets live pregame at around 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, Sunday morning, the Pizza Buffet with Rob Pizzola. We will run through every single game on the NFL slate, sharing sides, totals, and our favorite prop bet for the week 6 of the NFL action. So if you haven't checked that out and you're looking for some last minute bets, make sure you do so. And guess what? If you made it this far, that means you like our content. So press that like button. And if you're new to the channel and you made it this far, please hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way for us here on the YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you here in the next one.